Hello folks, my name is Mark, this is Why I Hate the World, how you guys doing? So those of you who don't live in a cave in Antarctica somewhere know that the Stormy Daniels controversy has started to heat up. Some background for those of you who live in other countries and don't give a shit about American politics, as you shouldn't. Basically what happened is back in the day when shortly after Trump married Melania and she was pregnant with their son, Donald Trump went out and fooled around behind her back and got his dick wet with a porn star. Right. And nobody at this point is denying that this happened. There's pictures of them together. Everybody knows this shit happened. It's like he pretty much, that's like a given. It's accepted that this actually occurred. And so what he did is that he, before the election, this story was about to get out. I mean, apparently it was already out because Stormy Daniels talked about it during an interview some years back, but it was going to resurface, and in order to keep her from going on the nightly news and, tabloid cable talk shows and stuff, and ruining his chances of becoming the president, he paid her off. But he had his lawyer pay her off, and had her sign an NDA, non-disclosure agreement, right? So, fast forward to today, there's some problems with this. First off, it looks like Donald Trump never actually signed the agreement, right? So, Stormy Daniels, her lawyer, is arguing that it's null and void because he never signed it, right? Why would he not sign it? Because then it can't be traced back to him in whatever way. He can deny that he had anything to do with her. They could just say, yeah, that was my lawyer that signed that. That wasn't me. And technically it would be true, right? Which is a bullshit excuse, if I've ever heard one. Like anybody would ever be fooled into thinking that, he didn't have sex with her, my lawyer did, or some shit like that. But on paper, at least, he can deny that he had any involvement. So that's the first problem. Second problem is that Trump's lawyer, I forget his name, paid with this out of his own money, which amounts to an illegal campaign contribution, right? Because it helped the Trump camp, like the Trump campaign shortly before the election, right? And that's illegal. You can't, it was $100,000 or something like that, $150,000. If that amount is larger than the amount that you're legally allowed to give to the Trump campaign, then that's illegal, and this guy could potentially be going to jail, although that's almost certainly not going to happen because campaign finance laws in this country are a fucking joke, and they're not enforced. They're not enforced because the board in charge of it, is split down the middle, Republican, Democrat, and no side ever wants to persecute somebody that, from their own party who breaks a campaign law. So the guy's not going to prison, right? That's highly, highly unlikely that he's going to prison, right? Chances are he might get disbarred because he pressured Stormy Daniels into signing a statement to the effect that they didn't, that the affair never happened, etc., etc. And when you're a lawyer and you pressure someone into signing a statement that is not true, then that's grounds for disbarment in pretty much every state out there. So this guy's lawyer, Trump's lawyer is fucked, right? And to add fuel to the fire, apparently he went back to the Trump campaign and he went to Trump to try to get his money back. Basically going, hey Trump, I paid this porn star off, right? And I expect to be reimbursed, and Trump wouldn't return his phone calls apparently. So it's like basically Trump just screwed him. Said, yeah, like he does with every fucking, business partner that he has. He just, got what he wanted, screwed him, and the guy never got his money back. So it's like, so basically Trump's in a world of fucking pain. This guy, Trump's lawyer, is all fucked up. Stormy Daniels is gonna win because she's suing now, right, to get this NDA overturned. She's gonna win and she's gonna go on TV. Right, this is why, because you think, well, why is she doing it, right? She's doing it because she can get paid a shitload of money to speak about it. That's why, because she can go on TV, she can go on every talk show, she can write a book, and she can make a buttload of cash And that's why she's fucking pressuring to get this shit overturned, you know, but she doesn't want to like lose the farm in the process, so I understand that. Right. So why does this matter, right? Why should anybody give a shit what Trump does with his penis, right? Well, I think it matters more because, well, first off, it shows the kind of man that Trump is, right? As if we didn't know that already. I mean, before the election, you know, there was the whole pussy grabbing thing, right? He's been married, what, 3 times, you know, like fucking his second wife was like a concubine when he was married to his first wife, you know. That's, what was it, Trump and Ivana, and then like Marla Maples was like his fucking concubine almost, you know. It was like, I mean, that it was one of those things that, you know, we know the kind of guy that Trump is. We know that he's basically a piece of shit. Right? That's what he is. He's a piece of shit. He doesn't give a fuck about women beyond, you know, what he can like get out of them. Right? We know that he probably doesn't give a shit about his wife now, and she doesn't like him. I mean, he's you know, 70, you know, some odd year old guy with a fucking a wife who's like 30 years younger than him. Right? Who that he obviously married for the pussy. And she obviously married him for the money. And it's like, it just shows the contrast. Compare them to Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. You know, Barack and Michelle seem to genuinely love each other. You know, when you see video of them, they're holding hands, they're smiling, it's not forced, right? They're like having a good time, they talk to each other, they make eye contact. That's another thing. They make eye contact with each other. You see Trump and fucking Melania, she's slapping his hand away. She won't fucking look at him, right? She's like canceling like trips, overseas trips, and won't go with him anywhere. And like didn't even fucking live in the White House for a long time because the official excuse was that her son was still in school. But now you're not so sure about it. You know, maybe she already knew that this affair happened. I mean, I don't see why she wouldn't. It's not like, because, you know, they had that interview already in 2010. So it's like, anyway, you know, that interview with Stormy Daniels, it's not like this information wasn't out there already. So that's just the first thing. It's like, it's just funny how the Republicans, the family values crowd, right, when it comes to a president that actually seems to live by their family values, they pretty much do everything to ruin him and call him the Antichrist. And then when they get a president that just completely doesn't give a fuck about their family values at all, they can't stop bending over for him. And that's the other thing. It's like, I think this really shows just the hypocrisy coming out of not only the Republican Party, but specifically you know, because the Republican Party, the politicians, you know, they don't give a fuck. Everybody knows they don't fucking care, right? But I think it shows the hypocrisy specifically from the Republican, conservative, Christian values voter types. The silent majority, you know, the moral majority is what they used to call themselves back when they, you know, were able to pretend to actually believe in this kind of, you know, any kind of morality, you know. These are the anti-gay people, the anti-gay marriage people, the anti-marijuana people, the people who think that women should, like, you know, stay in the home and raise kids and, like, you know, cook dinner and give blowjobs on command, right? That kind of thing. The kind of people who think that trans people are mentally ill, that, you know, that there's no room, like that women shouldn't even work, right? You know, that you shouldn't have sex before marriage, that media out there, movies, TV, you know, video games and records and music and shit should not depict things that are contrary to the mainstream Christian morality. You know, you shouldn't be able to watch a movie that has people having sex or has nudity in it or any shit like that. You shouldn't be able to listen to music that has like raw lyrics, you know, aggressive lyrics, raw lyrics, swearing, that kind of thing. These are the people that I think really have just shown their colors and shown what utter, disgusting, ridiculous, backwards ass, two-faced fucking hypocrites they are by electing this guy and standing by him when he basically shits on them every single chance that he gets, right? You know, how are you going to sit there and tell me that, you know, you don't believe in divorce, that, you know, that you think that, you know, when you're married, it's forever and it should be one man, one woman, when your fucking president has been married 3 times, I think, right? And cheats on his wife, you know, and we have proof that he fucking did it, right? We have evidence that it's there. You know, that's another thing out of this lawsuit. Apparently there's text messages and even pictures that Stormy Daniels has. She has actual physical fucking evidence that they were getting it on, right? That this affair occurred. And it's just, it blows me away that, you know, the fucking, specifically the conservative Christian value voters are still sticking with them. You know, Trump's approval rating has gone down in pretty much every demographic, right? Every voting demographic except for conservative Christians. You know, these are the people that, these are basically his core base. These are the fucking, the MAGA hat wearing fucking stupid ass red hat, you know, people that go to his goddamn rallies that he's still having even though he's the fucking president. Why the fuck is he still having rallies? That doesn't make any sense. So, and it just blows me away, because can you imagine if this was something that Barack Obama did? You know, can you imagine for a second if Obama had sex with a porn star, right, while his wife was pregnant, and then used an illegal campaign contribution to pay it off? You know, what kind of scandal would that be? He would already be impeached, okay, because this is an impeachable offense, okay? You can't use an illegal you can't use a campaign contribution that's above the limit to pay off your fucking mistress. They already would have had Obama. It would have been gone already. He'd be out of office, right? In fact, Obama probably would have been impeached for like any of the fucking shit that Trump's done in the last year. But that's another video. You know, I mean, the thing is, they did it. They've already, like, something like this already happened, right? And the Republicans impeached, if you remember, Bill Clinton. You know, Bill Clinton got a blowjob in the White House, right? And then lied about it, and then they fucking impeached him for it. You know, and the official excuse was that, oh, well, he lied under oath. Well, how different is lying under oath from using an illegal campaign contribution to pay off your mistress, right? Those both seem like high crimes and misdemeanors to me. I mean, if one of them's an impeachable offense, the other one should be too. And really, it's only a matter of time, I think, at this point, because since it's a fucking lawsuit, Trump is going to get in front of a jury, and he's going to have to swear on that Bible, and he's going to have to go up and speak the truth. And there's one thing that we all know: Trump can't tell the fucking truth. So this very well may be the thing that destroys him. You know, once he gets in that courtroom and lies in front of that jury, right, then grounds to impeach. And if the Republicans don't impeach him, I don't know. I mean, I guess, you know, I wouldn't expect them to actually do it. I wouldn't expect them to hold their own elected president to the same standard as a Democratic president, you know. But I guess that'll just show even more of the hypocrisy, and then I hope that just results in a blue wave, you know. But if they have any fucking integrity at all, they would impeach, which I don't think they do. And I guess that's the one thing that can end this off. You know, it's, in any other president, this would have been the biggest scandal, right, of their entire president. This would have been bigger than anything Obama did. This is bigger, in my opinion, than Bill Clinton lying under oath and getting a blowjob. All right. In fact, a lot of the shit that Trump's done, I think, in my opinion, is bigger than Bill Clinton getting a blowjob and lying under oath. All right. There's just so many. I mean, just, you know, go to Wikipedia, look up Trump scandals, look how long the fucking list is, right? And read through them and see how many of them, in your opinion, are impeachable offenses, right? It's like more than 20. Okay, there's like, if I were to put a list here and talk about them, the entire video would just be me talking about all the things that Trump could be impeached for. It's a joke at this point. This president's a joke, and everybody knows he's a fucking joke, and every single day that he remains in office just makes our country a bigger fucking joke, right? So, if anything good comes out of this, hopefully it'll be that Trump is fucking gone soon. So, anyway, but just wanted to end on that, you know, Just kind of shows once again how hypocritical the conservatives in this country are, and how they pretty much never get to like complain about anything that a Democratic president ever does ever again. Right? Because their president, Donald Trump, did worse and they didn't do shit about it. Okay? Anyway, adios.